Hey, Anastasia, thanks for coming in today.
Okay,
So, I know this is our first meeting, so I just kind of want to go over real quick that anything you say in here is going to be held with confidentiality, but anything that might be suggesting harm to yourself or anyone else, I will have to disclose that, okay?
I guess.
Okay. All right. So, what brings you in today?
Well, since I'm 16, my mom said that because I cut myself, that I need to come see you. So I'm missing school to come see this shrink.
Okay. So, you're kind of worried by the fact that you're missing school to come see me. Your mom was worried about the fact that you're cutting.
hmm
So, tell me more about your mom.
I hate her, and sometimes I just, I don't know. Sometimes she's the worst, but sometimes she's the best. Like sometimes I just feel like I want like I just want to die because she's alive. And then sometimes I just get so happy that she's alive. But like it it goes and it comes, and sometimes she's just so annoying. Like she's the worst mom.
So it sounds like a lot of emotions are kind of felt between you and your mom. But one thing I do want to just kind of reiterate is you did mention that sometimes you want to die. Can you expand on that just a little bit?
Well, like sometimes like since my mom is kind of right, I guess, like when I cut myself, like sometimes like it'll happen for like a month, and then I stop, and then I feel happy, and then I just get sad again, and like when I get really sad I just want to die. And like it's an overwhelming feeling. It's not like a regular feeling, and I just I do this by cutting so, to get rid of the feeling, but it just keeps coming back. But eventually, by cutting, it leads me to happiness, to feeling okay, and I feel very happy, and I go out with my friends, and sometimes I even get so brave that I go on big roller coasters with my friends at the fair. And but that's not all the time, and like it's really hot in Florida right now, and I have to wear long sleeves all the time, and I think I'm gonna die from heat stroke. And sometimes I'm happy about it.
Wow, so you have a lot of emotions kind of going on, but how are you feeling today?
That's a good question. I'm I'm kind of in the middle. You know, I'm not depressed. I haven't cut in a week. Been a week, and I haven't felt like I wanted to die in a week. But the feeling has been there before, and I'm not happy, but I'm not sad. Does that make sense? But I feel like I will be happy soon. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So have you ever seen anyone for the cutting before?
That's a great question. The answer is no. Sometimes I like to cut little trees with my arms because I am part of the earth. And my friends like crystals. They say that crystals will help my sadness. And so sometimes I'll stick a crystal in my arm. And I try so hard to be a part of the crystal when I'm sad and depressed. And I try to do what my friends say when I'm so depressed to be happy. But these crystals don't work. And my friend wants me to try drugs next. And I think I might, because I can only go up from here since I'm so down during these moments. But when I'm so happy, I'm happy. Do I do drugs during that time too? My friend said don't take the crystal while I'm happy. So do I? I don't know. I'm so lost. And I mean, I guess it's good that I came to see you, Shrink, because I'm so lost in my own feelings. Like when I journal a lot. I like to journal, and you know over the past year, I was thinking to myself, because I'm kind of in a middle stage right now, and I was looking back, and it seems like I go through like a cycle. Like 1 month I'm happy, 1 month I'm sad, and it's just like it's so exhausting. Why can't I just be normal? Do I need to buy illegal drugs off the street to feel normal? Yes.
Well, so it can be kind of hard in the sense where there's a lot of influences kind of trying to tell you what to do. But one thing that you kind of stated was you have crystals. So what do the crystals mean to you, though?
Well, uh, I don't think they mean anything to me because, I don't believe in that woo. But, like my friend is like, try these crystals, stick them in your cut. And, if you raise it to the light, you'll become happy because the crystals will go into your blood and be a part of you. And so when I do that and I hold my arm up to the light, and I'm just like, why am I not happy? And my friend said, even if, I asked my friend if I can get an infection, and she said, these crystals are pure, straight from the mind. And so I cry and I do it, even if it hurts. She says, stick it deeper. And so I do it. And yeah, I don't do it all the time. Just when I'm really sad and trying to feel happy, I'll do anything.
It can be hard when people are giving you all these suggestions, whether it's good or bad. But especially when you try those suggestions and then not having the effect that people were saying they were going to have.
Yeah, and my dad, it doesn't help. Okay. So my dad used to mine the crystals. We have a big crystal factory in Florida where we sell fancy crystals and shells and all that. And so my dad died in a mining accident, mining for crystals. And, so when my friends mentioned this to me, when I hold my hand up to the sky with the crystal deep in my arm, I think of my dad because he worked with the crystals.
So earlier you said that the crystals don't necessarily mean anything to you in necessarily religious aspect, but do they mean something more as a connection to your dad?
Wow, you must be a real good shrink. Yeah, yes, I guess. I like it's hard to talk about him because he was the only person I felt that loved me. And my mom's not a very loving person. You know, she doesn't talk to me about how I feel, and she doesn't ask me questions about how my day is. We just kind of do our own thing. And, you know, normally when parents see a child with a crystal in their arm holding it up to the sky like a damn alien, you know, she would a parent would say something. What the fuck are you doing? But, you know, my mom doesn't say anything. It's like she doesn't care, and like she only cares if I'm like on the brink of death, which is probably why I'm here, because I tried to jump off a building, but she saw me and stopped me. And because I'm cutting so much, because she cares about, it's like she only cares about my book. But you know what? She forgets about the times when I'm really happy. Like, I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, it sounds like you definitely have a different relationship with your mother than you did with your father, and that kind of seems to be causing a lot of tension for you. But you also mentioned a lot of different ways that even though it might not appear that your mother cares about you did say that she cares about you in different ways, such as the instances when you're possibly at harm.
Mm, maybe. I guess you could be right. But what about the other times? Like, when my dad died, she was so distant. She didn't come near me. She didn't try to comfort me. I had to comfort myself. And, you know, just it just wasn't a good thing. I don't, my blade is my right hand, and I carry it in my wallet, and sometimes she'll steal them and throw them away. And how can you do that? I don't have you, and if I don't have my blade, I have no one. So, and my friends are telling me about these crystals, so I'm trying whatever I can to alleviate what I'm feeling.
So it sounds like you don't feel like you have that emotional support from your mom that you're really trying to seek out, whether it be from advice from friends or, as you said, your blade. It's something that you seem like you are really trying to find, but just not getting it from your mother.
Yeah, that's true. And, she plays it off like she's awesome and stuff, but, we just don't have a good relationship. I just do my own thing. And, like, my friends tell me to put crystals in my arm. And, like, they want to, I hang out with people who believe in the woo shit and they do like witchcraft. So they want to lay me on the ground and open like my arms up, like cut them open and stick things inside of them and sew them back up because they believe it will help me to be happy. And like, I believe that if I do that, I'll be happy. But like, I'm also kind of scared because what if it, you know, what if I die from it? And I know that's real because I've tried it before, but like, what if I really die and my friends are there? And I guess I'm just kind of worried, but I also want to live.
Hmm.
I don't know.
So even though you feel that your friends are giving you advice on how to feel better, you're concerned that their ways of helping you feel better might not be good for you. Are you, is that along the right lines or?
Yeah, yeah, essentially it is. Like, when my friends offered me drugs, like, I knew in a way it wasn't the right way to go because, they preach you don't do drugs, yada, yada, yada. But, I'm sure everyone does drugs nowadays. But, so I was just worried, like, about, doing it. And, like, I guess that's why I haven't done it yet. Now I tried sticking the crystals in my arm. And I'm just scared to try drugs, but I also want to get rid of this feeling, which is why I keep cutting. And I don't know, and that's how I feel. And it's like my feelings are all over the place because one day I want to die, and then next month I'm happy to be alive, and I'm the most free person I could be. But like the feeling just keeps switching on and off and on and off. And it's like my head is a bobblehead and I keep going, and it won't stop. Like, what do I do? Like, I mean, since I'm here and you're a shrink with, who has good smarts, might as well utilize you so you can tell me how I could possibly manage my bobbling head. Like, do I need a pin in my brain in order to make it stop going around? Like, what do I do?
It can be hard, especially when it feels like you're just bouncing from one spectrum to the other, whether it's having a great day or having a really bad day. And so when you feel like you can't find any middle ground, especially when you're trying all these different things from suggestions from your friends, it can be really frustrating.
Yeah, I agree. And like, you know, my friends, they once told me if I stuck pennies in my cuts, that it would bring me good luck. Because you know how, like, if you find a penny, it's supposed to bring you good luck or something? I thought that was only for leaf clovers. Well, they were wrong. And, I trust the crystals because, my dad was a crystal man. And so, you know, the crystals are fine sticking my cuts. But the pennies, I got a real bad infection. And I saw the doctor and they were concerned. But I tried to hide my cuts with foundation and some band-aids, and I was lucky that I did. I did a really good job. I used a fake piece of Halloween skin to like cut around it, and I think I did a really good job. I fooled them, but they said like physically, they were worried about me because they said that they thought, that I wasn't getting enough vitamins. And so my mom was like, take these vitamins. And like, they're like the size of a horse pill. Who takes horse pills every day? Why is my mom trying to poison me with these horse pills? So the doctor told her to make me take these horse pills. And I don't have to take one a day. I have to take two. Well, joke's on her because I don't. Unless she somehow is crushing it up and putting it in my drinks or something, I don't take it. because who in the world is going to make me swallow that giant horse pill? And it doesn't taste like strawberries. It tastes like, I don't even know, something bland. Maybe bread dough. Have you ever had bread dough? I had it on a dare once. It is not good, let me tell you. Anyways, physically, I'm trying hard to just keep ahead of my mind that I just don't think of my body. And so why do I need to take these horse pills?
So what it sounds like is you're really trying a lot of different physical ways to help your kind of mental situation. And so one concern though is the fact that you are ending up in the hospital as a result of these different ways. You said that there was some concern about when you stuck the pennies in your arms, you had the reaction. But while you were saying as well that you want to try these things to try to help yourself feel better, you're also going to lengths to try to cover these things up, such as using the Halloween makeup. And so I just kind of want to know, how do you feel about doing all these physical things to your body?
I guess I really don't have a feeling. Like when I'm happy, like when I'm like feeling really happy and on top of the world, like when I look at my arms and like where I got my infection from the pennies, like I feel kind of embarrassed that I did that when I'm really happy and I'm out with, friends and we're chilling. But like when I'm really sad, like it's like the scars on my friends, and sometimes I'll use a Sharpie, excuse me, and I'll draw faces on them and like I talk to them and like I get really sad, and if my friends on my arm don't talk to me, I make more and I feel better because I make faces and we talk. And so and then I try my friend's suggestion with the crystals, and you know I don't I think overall it it doesn't make me feel good, but you know what else does a person do when they don't know how to feel? And I just, one minute I'm happy, and one minute I'm just so incredibly depressed, and I don't know how to handle it anymore. And like sometimes I just, I talk to my pets and I just tell them how I'm feeling, and they just tell me that they're lonely. And so like I try to make more and I try to make them happy to make me happy. And this is very hard for me to talk about because, you know, my mom doesn't even know that, I name my cuts and I draw pictures on them to make myself feel less alone. And I'm kind of ashamed because I don't know how to be happy any other way. And like, like, do you think if I don't, do you think if I took vitamins, just horse pills, that they would help me? Like, I don't know. You're the doctor. Like, what do you think?
Well, first off, Anastasia, I really do appreciate you telling me this. I know it's not easy. Like you said, it's like even your mother doesn't know. But at the same time, you are still exploring the different physical ways to help yourself. And earlier you mentioned that you feel like your mother's trying to poison you with this horse pill that you mentioned. But I can kind of see like you're kind of going back and forth between it. Do you feel like sometimes you do feel, yes, this will help me, other times you feel like this won't help me? And it kind of seems like that's where a big issue is for you right now. You're bouncing back and forth between two different sides. And that's where a lot of your confusion is coming from. This where you really feel like you're just stuck.
Yeah, that was a great. Yeah, I do feel stuck, and you know, like I think my teachers like they noticed that I'm like depressed because they comment on my schoolwork, and they had a meeting with my mom, and they said, and my mom yelled at me, and like I can't control being depressed, and like I'm in band, and like I play the trumpet, and you know when I'm really depressed, I don't want to play the trumpet. I don't want to practice, and I don't want to do the blur. And like, so, like, my mom yelled at me, but like, she doesn't understand. And like, you're right. Sometimes I do feel okay with things, and sometimes I just don't. But I don't know why. I just feel that way. Like, the feeling is just there. Like, and I don't know how to get rid of it. I do whatever I can, but it's just there. And I, yeah, I think I'm just rambling.
Totally fine. So you kind of started to touch on school there just a second ago. And I mean, you do something like band, which sounds great. But it also sounds like when you are in those states where you feel really down, that something that you might enjoy doesn't really bring you joy anymore. Because, like you said, you don't feel like playing your trumpet. So, do you feel like the things that you were at one point really into, really enjoying to do, just aren't something that you want to even touch on?
Yeah, like there's a few. Like I really love sheet music. Like I like to touch like the feel of sheet music, and I like to look at the notes on the paper. And um, but when our instructor, the band director, gives us new music, like I just get so when I'm depressed, I don't feel happy. Like excuse me, I feel like it's a burden. And like sometimes when I'm depressed and we're in band class because it's like an hour and a half long, I'll lock myself in one of the practice rooms and then just sit there while the rest of the class plays. And I lose points and a grade percentage for the day, but I just don't care when I'm depressed. And like I feel even worse after class because I didn't practice the piece and because I was out and because I didn't want to. So I put myself even deeper in a hole because I didn't practice and because I didn't want to. And now I'm sad because I didn't want to and because I didn't practice. And it's just like a constant cycle. But then when I finally get out of it, like when I'm finally happy, like I feel I have the confidence to play my trumpet with the rest of the group. But I feel kind of ashamed that I didn't practice the piece with them and I didn't, look at you know, the sheet music. And like it is kind of embarrassing, but I can't control it and I don't know what to do. And how do I tell my mom that I don't want to practice on this over $1,000 instrument that she brought me? And she brought me this beautiful blue glittery case just for me. But like when I'm angry, I just put a sticker on it. Or when I'm depressed, I try to make myself feel better because I can't cut at school. Like I don't want to draw attention to myself that much, at school because that would, someone can catch me at school, but at home no one will catch me. And so like when I'm at school, I try not when I sit in the practice room and lock the door by myself, there's tons of stickers. So I just put another sticker on my trumpet case and my mom gets so mad. And I know she does, and I know she doesn't like that. But I just do it because I'm depressed, because I think it will make me feel better, but it doesn't. And it just makes my mom angry. And my mom just yells at me because I'm not practicing, and also because I stuck a sticker on this expensive cake. Because it's all about money. And I don't know.
So it sounds like you said, you feel a lot of the times like you're digging yourself into a hole, and just kind of all these different stressors start kind of piling on top of each other. And so I'm wondering, even though sometimes you don't feel that your mom is a good support system, what do you feel is able to kind of be that driving force to get you out of that kind of that depressive funk where you just feel stuck, that you kind of are able to turn it around and feel happy again? Do you have individuals within your life, or what kind of helps you feel better, do you think?
Oh, at first I thought it was my cutting, and which is why I kept doing it.
Hmm.
And I've come to realize that I don't think anything will, which is why I kind of feel when I am depressed. suicidal because it feels like nothing will bring me out. And eventually it just goes away. I just wake up one morning and I'm better. And I it's like you wake up and it's like, I don't know if you've never worn a veil. Well, who knows? You're a dude. You never know. But, you know, it's like I'm wearing a black veil when I'm really depressed. And it's like for a while, it's like maybe a month or two. But then one morning I wake up and someone took the black veil off me and I could see and like feel again. It's like the black veil covers my feelings and stops me from seeing the sun. And like I try my hardest to take the veil off, but no matter how hard I try, it's still there. It's still suffocating me from being happy. And I guess that's how I feel, suffocated by sadness. Yeah.
So this veil that you kind of talk of, has it ever gotten to the point where that you feel so sad that you have tried to take your own life?
Yes, I did try to jump off a building. It was at my mom's office. She works for Google, and she was busy in a meeting, and she never pays attention to me. She doesn't care about what I do. She doesn't care if I have a a chorus thing or whatever. And so I went to the top of the Google building, and I just stood on the edge, and that was that. And so I stood on the edge of the building and I tried to jump off. And um, then my mom came and got me, and um, she pulled me back, and I had to go to the hospital for 72 hours. But and they put like me on some medication, but it was not a fun experience. I met some real weirdos in there. Okay, there's some sick people in this world. Okay, I'm 16 years old. I should not be in this hospital. Okay, there's people. One person who punched out the teacher. And one person who kicked the teacher in the junk. Both at the same time. That just beat the teacher up. And then one person who brought a gun to school. Do I look like I'm gonna bring a gun to school? No. Why did I go to the hospital?
So it does sound like that situation kind of caused a lot of confusion for you, in the sense that when it happened, you were in one of those states where you were feeling very sad. And then when that veil, as you put it, was lifted, you start kind of thinking, why am I in this hospital? What did I do to get here? And so it's kind of one of those situations where, do you think that what was provided for you in the hospital, do you feel that helped, the medication or the individuals that you spoke to?
Um, yeah, you're right. Like it kind of like transitions from being really sad. I'm not even sure if it was the medication that they gave me. They put me on a medication when I was laying in the hospital bed. They put it through an IV. They said I was dehydrated, and when they put me on this medication, they said that it would help me feel better. I'm assuming they got permission from my mom because I never consented to medication. So they told me to take this medication, and I did because I had to. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure they'd keep me there longer. So I took this medication, and I guess it made me feel better. I mean, I don't remember exactly feeling sad when I was on the medication. But I also don't remember feeling, upset or angry. I remember feeling okay. I remember, but I remember just thinking to myself, what I told you, why am I here with these psychopaths? I'm not a psychopath. Am I a psychopath? Yes.
So, no, no, no. So you were saying that it made you feel okay. You feel that you were in that middle ground between feeling that super happy or having the veil over. You were kind of somehow found that middle ground.
Yeah, I guess with the medication, I did find a middle ground. Um, it did help me to feel, I guess, a little bit normal because, I mean, I guess when I first got in there, I didn't really care because I was just like, what could they possibly do to me? Like, but then as we were in there, like, I realized, like, these are psychos. Like, I don't deserve to be here. And I don't even know what they put me on, but
Mhm.
I, I just, um, they put me in there for 3 days, and then on the third day, they said that I was good to go, and they sent me home. And my mom told me that I had to see a therapist, and it wasn't you; it was some other woman, and the woman judged me, and so I never saw her again. But then my mom started noticing these behaviors even more, so she pushed me to come back to you, and here I am. And I think I would like to show you some of my crystals because maybe, you can do some research since you're like have smart. And maybe you could like find out if these crystals like will help me in some way and see if my friends are right.
I mean, I'd be happy to take a look at those crystals for you. But one thing I do want to kind of look more at too was I am sorry that your last experience was kind of you felt judged. You felt as though it just wasn't beneficial for you, and it resulted in you stopping therapy altogether. And so it does kind of make me, I'm very happy that you're here today talking to me. I know it wasn't easy for you to come in, but I do think that at least it's a good step in the right direction.
I, I, what do you think? Do you think that maybe sometime I can bring my mom and because like I feel like my mom like makes me really sad. And what do you think about me bringing her? And like, do you think she would be open to seeing my crystals and like how I put them in my arm?
I'm more than happy to speak to you and your mom. I mean, as long as it's okay with you that she comes in. And I think the fact that as of right now, you don't feel that she's a strong support for you, and you are kind of searching for other ways to receive the support that you really do kind of want, I feel like that's a good way to try to kind of get her to see how you're feeling, how you view these different ways of helping yourself. And so it'd be a good way to just kind of let her see how you're really feeling. Because I think right now you're just kind of having a hard time with the bouncing back and forth between having a great day or I have a veil over my mind over my head. So I think, yeah, I'd be more than happy to have her come in. Okay.
Well, I'm a little scared too, Shrink, because you know, what if she hears that I was gonna try drugs? What if she judges me? What if she says like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna disown you"? Like, what if she thinks those things? And what if she judges me for putting crystals and pennies in my arm? Like, what if she like thinks differently of me and hates me even more? And then like I'm gonna be even more depressed. And like, what am I gonna do?
And I know you did mention earlier, being judged is kind of a deterrent for you for sure. I mean, that's what caused therapy to end last time. And so, again, having her come in is going to be 100% up to you. I'm not going to bring her in without your permission. But it's also going to be a situation where I'll make it as comfortable for everyone as possible. So,
Thank you. That means a lot to me because it's hard when my friends like just keep telling me to just do these random things to make myself feel better. But in reality, like they're not gonna probably make me feel better. I just have to wait to feel better. And like, my mom doesn't listen to me or really care about me, and she works at Google and she does all her Google stuff, and I'm just over here just trying to navigate high school. And my teachers, they just think I'm just a depressed emo girl, and like I'm not. I have feelings too, and I just don't know how to control them. And like my band director is just like, I wish he'd be involved more, but like, and I want to be involved more, but like I don't know how to be involved when I'm depressed because I just want to sit in a room and just cut, but like I can't at school. So like I stick a sticker, and so like I I just I don't know. I also want to tell you about my friend. My friend's name is Orange, and he's my cat. And my mom bought him for me after my dad died because she thought it would help me, but it didn't. Okay. And I love Orange. Okay. He's a cool cat. I love cats. I would have 8 of them. But, Orange doesn't like me either. Orange scratched me in the face. Orange hates me. I'm fairly certain. I told my mom to bring him back to the SPCA and get me a new cat, but she refuses. She refuses to get me a new cat. And that's something that makes me really angry because this cat was supposed to help me. And so, like, when I'm depressed, this cat doesn't even look at me. And it makes me even more depressed because I have a cat that doesn't love me. And, like, I won't change his litter because his litter doesn't deserve to be changed because he doesn't love me. Fuck you, cat. That's what I say. And I just cry because why won't this cat come play with me? I picked out his name, Orange, because he's a beautiful orange cat. He's like a tiger. But this cat does not love me. And I want to return him to get a new cat that loves me because I have no one in my house that loves me.
So there's a few different things there. I think what really kind of stood out was, again, Orange the cat was another way of you trying to feel better. A lot of it is that your dad, who is your big support system, is no longer with you. And so that has caused a lot of issues, anxiety for you in the sense that you're now searching for different ways to feel better. And while your mother might not, or while you might not view your mother as that strong support system, she provided you with Oric, who was hopefully supposed to kind of alleviate some of how you're feeling, make you feel better. And that didn't work out. And then there was when you turn to your friends, they've suggested putting objects in your arm or even going as far as drugs. But yet all of these things just aren't having the outcome that you're hoping for.
Yeah, and like, yeah, that's true. And like, I guess that's why my mom sent me here. I mean, she doesn't know a lot about the stuff that I think about doing and that I do, but like, I think I guess I acknowledge the fact that she like at least cares about me a little. Send me here, but like when I'm really depressed, like she just doesn't acknowledge it. Well, I guess I don't really tell her either. But when I'm really happy, she doesn't acknowledge it either. But like I'm experiencing these things and they're just so hard. And I'm just a little person to handle. And like I don't I don't know. This is just so hard and like, I'm missing school to come see you. Like, is this gonna be a thing? Like, are we doing this?
So it does seem like just having all of these different factors, again, adding up, and as you stated before, digging that hole, it can be a lot. And it can be a lot just for one person to have to take on. And so I do think when you mentioned bringing your mom in to speak with us, that'd be kind of a good way to take all of the pressure off of you and kind of be able to share it, and so that other people are kind of drawn into the situation as well.
So I should So when I go home today, I should talk with my mom about coming here. Do you
Yeah.
think you could talk to her about not being judgmental?
So I'm not going to have a conversation with her like that beforehand, only in the sense that I don't want to preface her coming in here as a negative thing. I want her to come in here kind of the same way you did, where totally clean slate, everything's going to be brand new, and we're just going to be kind of starting this, okay?
I agree with that. Oh, we could do that. You can call my mom and set something up with her.
Okay, that sounds great. So, Anastasia, we are running low on time, but I feel like we did cover a lot of great things today. And just because it was mentioned a few times, again, if you're ever having any thoughts of suicide or anything like that, it is something that I will have to share with others. I know today you did say that you're not feeling that way, but if anything ever changes, it'd be great when the way you were honest with me today. If you're honest in the future, that'd be fantastic. But just kind of looking back at everything we talked about, I know it's difficult when you're ping ponging between great days and the veil, and when you're just trying to find that middle ground, it can be super difficult. And there's a lot of different ways that you're trying to get to that point, trying to get that support to feel better. And while some are much better than others, and some have very negative results that could end up with you hospitalized, I think the biggest factor is you yourself are trying to move forward. You're trying to find a way to feel better, which is a great thing because you know what you need, which is to kind of get yourself back to that good place. And so, like we mentioned, bringing in your mom next week is something I'd be more than happy to do. And I think that being able to kind of speak with her will relieve some of the symptoms that you're having as well. And then we can go from there, okay?
That sounds like a good idea.
All right.
And I will be honest with you. Thank you. Can I go back to school now?
Absolutely. Have a great day at school, okay?
Okay, bye.
Thank you.